NFTs are assets that manifest themselves as images. Hello friends, welcome to a new video. If you haven't noticed before, NFT marketing is becoming a hotter topic by the day, and I'm receiving messages on a daily basis where you let me know that you are enjoying learning more about this space, and it makes me really happy because this is a new and really exciting space, and I spend my day in and day out building and creating and learning about this space, so it brings me joy to share more about it. I mean, the goal is to onboard more of you to this space if you're new, or if you're already thinking about it, or if you're already maybe working in the NFT space or the Web3 in general, to give you whatever resources that I have to, kind of elevate you or uplift you and learn the space together. So at the same time, I receive notes every single day almost asking me how to do marketing strategy or how to build a community from other NFT collection owners, founders, people who are thinking about moving to this space. People want to know because, as I said, there's really very little amount of content available so far. So this morning when I saw another message, it sparked the idea to share the marketing strategy that we've built at Ninja Squad. So this video is going to be a case study where I take you through how I approached building the marketing strategy, the roadmap, and how we approach community building, community-based marketing at Ninja Squad. So we're gonna see a case study with actual examples, with the roadmap that I created at first, and then how we actually execute on that. We're gonna look at that all together. And this video is going to be really information-packed and potentially a longer video as well. So, be prepared to take some notes and maybe go grab a coffee, tea, smoothie, whatever your heart desires today. And without further ado, let's just get into it. I want to start off by giving a little bit of context for anyone who's new to NFTs or just simply less familiar with NFTs. So here's how I like to think of NFTs. NFTs are assets that manifest themselves as images and oftentimes referred or talked about as overpriced JPEGs. People don't understand why other people are paying millions or thousands of dollars for JPEGs. I mean, the common knowledge around NFTs at the moment still is that they are just overpriced JPEGs. And some people who don't understand NFTs, who haven't researched it, just don't understand the rest of the population who pay thousands or millions of dollars even for JPEGs. But at the core, NFTs are assets that give you access to membership clubs. And every club is different in terms of its vision, the community, the roadmap, the perks, the things that are attached to that club are different. So if you're in the buyer seat and looking to invest into NFTs, you'd be looking at all of those things and what that club, so to say, is offering you. In some cases, it's going to be very simple. Sometimes some projects only say it's just good vibes only and no roadmap, but others give a lot of promises. So you want to check out whatever aligns with you as an investor, but that's not the point of this video. So let's move on. Coming back to how I like to think of NFT projects this time is that I like to think of them as early stage startups that raise money through the sale of their token. And once the tokens have sold out, a new phase, a new stage for that project begins, where they have now raised that money, they've raised the funds to initiate and execute upon the things that they have promised in their vision, roadmap, whatever, manifesto, whatever that could be. So with that said, unless you have a pure art-focused NFT project where the sole goal is selling art, and when the investors are only buying the art for the purpose of keeping or collecting that art, you need to do marketing and you need to work on community building. Those are essentially the keys to succeeding as an NFT project. And so that is why this video is going to be really important, and knowing how to approach marketing, especially if you are a founder, doesn't have experience in marketing, or if you're a marketer trying to break into this space, this is going to be important. The last thing I want to say before we move on to my screen sharing and me sharing what the actual strategy and the real examples is that for the purpose of this video, I am leaving those pure art focused NFT projects or collections out of the picture because they are a different case study. This is for the projects that actually act like startups, act like brands, and that start a new journey once the tokens have sold out. So whatever we're going to talk about today, this could also apply for any new emerging brands. They don't necessarily have to be NFT projects, but the case study we're going to look at is an NFT project. So with that said, let me now find a better spot for the camera so that I can do a screen share and still continue filming myself, and we're gonna move on to my screen now. Okay, screen time means glasses on. Let's start off with the strategy document that I created on December 7th or December sometime, and it's been exactly 2 months since I created this document. A lot of things have obviously changed, but at the core, I realized when I was taking a look at this document this morning that I can still share this with you because it is pretty relevant and still valid. So despite some minor changes, I think the overall approach is something to take away. So once the project sold out, I basically sat down and put my head down to create a plan, or think about how we need to approach it to make this work, because there was really no playbook that I could take lessons from or take guidance from, like no mentors, no playbooks, whatever. So I studied whatever is going on and studied, what we plan to do with this project, where it's going, the promises, the roadmap, and there is so many things in terms of the product development too, and how we're building Ninja Squad as a community. But I needed a plan for how we're gonna do marketing. And when I studied everything, I basically realized that the way that we can approach this is very similar to the Web 2, the traditional way of approaching a marketing strategy. So I needed to look at the customer. I needed to understand the community. And basically when I, started to put my notes down, there are 3 key stages for the customer journey. And the whole approach is based around that. And I think so far, I can attest to it, that it has been working. So the first stage is called attract. It is where we're trying to create new demand, to get known in the market by new people, by new potential buyers, and to raise brand awareness. Number 2 is nurturing the existing community that we have, because it is a sold out project. So we had around, I think since the get-go, more than 3,000 holders in the project. So that means we have a community of that size, and we need to nurture our existing community through engagement activities and making them happy and ensuring the longevity of the project through a good, strong, tight-knit community. And number 3 is retain, and this is by encouraging ownership and increasing the lifetime in the community, again referring to as the longevity of the community, whatever you may want to call it. But basically you want to create a community or a demand that is so strong for holding the NFTs that people don't want to go and leave the community, because there is so much value that they're taking away. So this is that retain stage. Anyway, moving on, I want to keep this piece hopefully a little shorter so that I can take you through our Discord server, some of the social media channels, and some other content that we're creating. So number 1 stage, attract. As you're going to see on the left side, I kind of divided them into 5 different categories: events, media, content, partnerships, and brand. And there's not that much inside these notes, but I think overall it's going to give you a good idea. So number 1 is our event strategy. Obviously, as we attend events globally, we're gonna make our brand more known by new audiences, by meeting new people in the space in general, maybe having better partnerships or meeting new potential partners. And also in general, just being at an event with a swag bag or as a speaker, whatever, it really gives you the opportunity to tell your story, tell your project to a new audience. So this is number 1. Number 2 is clearly media, which includes obviously guest speaking on other platforms, other publications, news outlets, so on and so forth. So we have an outreach document. Those are all the details. So in general, I guess media is the third party exposure that we aim to get. And if I can, be very straightforward with you. I think this is where we lack the most in terms of strength and network. And this is where I'm actually leaning more and more forward and towards, I guess, because my strength lies in content strategy, content creation, but less with media and PR. So this is what I am really trying to get better at. Anyway, if you know any media contacts, tech journalists, or if you want to reach out to me to do something or teach me something about, doing better PR, then reach out. This is something that I am really focused on and learning. The next piece is content. So I think this is definitely one of our strengths, and content also applies in the engage ownership sections as well. But I have an extensive, I guess, notes section for the attract phase. So clearly we are using social media very, very actively. All NFT collections, probably without an exception, have a Twitter page, and our Twitter is very strong, pretty big. We are going to reach 60,000 followers today. So I mean, that is a big following on Twitter. We're also now these days activating Instagram as well, and also starting a YouTube channel too, to repurpose the content. So, at this stage, like this is 2 months ago, as I said, so some things are outdated. At that point, we weren't able to leverage Instagram, or Instagram wasn't as relevant for an NFT collection. Now it's becoming more and more relevant. So now there's no question mark. Anyway, so we also have a blog that I want to show you. I'm actually going to show you the pages, right? So let's go to Ninja Squad's Twitter account to see. Yes, we are almost at 60K, which is insane. We're going to do something to celebrate it. Can't say what it is, but we're probably gonna do something. Anyway, so this is our Twitter account. It is very active. I mean, we share a lot of posts from the community. We share a lot of our own content as well. Let me scroll down a little bit. We share kind of behind the scenes things or teasers from our Discord, because clearly Discord is a very, very big part of any NFT collection. We're gonna take a look at that too. I'm gonna show you some teasers from our Discord server, but unless someone is a holder of a Ninja Squad NFT, then they won't be able to access the members only channels on Discord. So we share sometimes these types of tips, teasers of what is going on the Discord server. Lots of visuals, lots of things. Anyway, this is the Twitter account. If you are interested, I'm gonna leave some links in the description box below. You can go ahead, check them out to study how we're doing it, and I don't know, maybe learn from it, maybe get inspired, maybe give us some tips, I don't know. Anyway, so that is Twitter. Let me now take you to our Discord, blog. Let's go to our blog right now. And here we go. So it is ninjasquad.medium.com. So typically most NFT collections have their blogs on Medium, which is also what we did as well. It is also very simple, very user-friendly to create blog posts within Medium. In fact, I'm gonna write another blog post this afternoon, but we've kept our blog very, very active since day one. Let me see. I wanna scroll down and take you through like the different types of content that we create for the blog. Blog really applies for the attract stage, but also for the engage stage. Did I say engage or was it nurture? Engage stage, correct. Anyway, so it really goes well for both of those first two stages of the customer journey. So we have lots of content around. Let me scroll down a little bit more. So like the day of the launch, the week that led to the Ninja Squad NFT collection launch, these are the things that we started off with. So these are really like the behind the scenes. And then we talk about the team. Whenever there's a contest, we announce it here. Whenever there's a partnership, we announce it here. We pretty much keep the language very casual. So these are content types, I guess, that are potentially appealing for new people who are trying to get to know Ninja Squad, if they want to be an investor, if they want to be a part of this community. But it is also for members who have already invested in Ninja Squad NFTs and they are looking to learn more about what is going on, like who is the team behind, what is their style, that type of thing. And then we also have specifically focused on attract stage content, which is educational content around NFTs, like NFT guide for beginners, beginners, NFT glossary, and then there are like these types of posts, which is like super important. The type of post that I'm gonna write this afternoon is going to be similar, introducing a product update in a way. This is the type of content that is more appealing for the engage and retain stages. So this is about the product developments that we're doing. So we launched our own token on December 31st, and we have this like detailed blog post around to explain the specifics of the token, the utility, how they can use it, how they can claim it, the tokenomics and whatnot. So this is a different type of blog post. So essentially, I mean, obviously I'm not going to take you through all the blog posts, but we have posts that are for all of those stages that I mentioned. And honestly, I'm really proud of our blog, guys. I would love for you to check it out because I think it's doing really well. And I think it's also the place where we are creating resources to answer the top questions or the most frequent questions that we get within the community on our Discord server. So whenever someone asks, for example, about how we trade with the community wallet, which is something not necessarily marketing focused, but this is a guide that we created so that whenever someone asks this question, we can just share this instead of every time repeating the answers over and over again. So I hope that makes sense, but we are using the blog for all kinds of purposes. And again, as I said, I think it's really good. Like I'm really happy with where it's going. Let us go back. YouTube is another platform that we haven't activated yet, but we will. Twitter Spaces is another one that we are doing pretty frequently and regularly. Honestly, we're trying to do it every single week. And this is a great way to get exposure to also just keep the community updated as well. Like just doing this kind of through a voice chat is really casual, really fun. You can invite guests, you can do like information sessions and those types of things. So sometimes we're just doing it as a team and we're focusing on, I don't know, maybe like now analyzing the NFT market one week, and then another one would have a certain theme, or sometimes we reach out to guests and we're doing those types of content. Next up is partnerships. This is where we partner up with different like metaverse creators, different brands, different software solutions, or people in general. Next piece is the brand one, where we kind of created a brand tone logo. Like we kind of aligned, I guess, on a brand tone, visuals, visual style, logo, font, colors, etc. So this isn't necessarily something that is, I guess, very tangible. I'm not sure. I mean, if you look at the style that we have, I think it is very consistent. Brand tone, it kind of evolves and settles in time. Okay, now on to the engage stage. This is, I think, where things get even a little more exciting and more community focused. So one of the first things that we worked on was creating a proper onboarding / welcoming section, information area for the holders. So for people who have our NFTs, because as I said, we want to engage them. We want to make sure that they get the best value out of their NFT, and we show them how to use the Discord server effectively, how to navigate it, how to contribute to the community. So this is really where, as a team, we lead the way to get them more involved. So I call this here a Ninja Wiki. We actually didn't end up calling it Ninja Wiki, but we also did this for non-holders as well. So people who are just simply doing market research, they have landed, I don't know, maybe they saw us on Twitter, maybe they're seeing, like, you're gonna see this through this video, you're gonna be curious, but you might wanna, you know, check out the Discord server first before buying an NFT from Ninja Squad. Then what would be the resources that you would come across, and, you know, what would be the communication style? Who would be the person that you come across and meet when you land in our Discord? That is also another important piece that we worked on. So, you know, these are just some content suggestions. Let me cover the other points as well, and then we're gonna move on to Discord so I can show you some teasers of how we set things up in Discord and what has worked, what has not worked so much yet. We're gonna take a look at that. So one thing we also did is contests. So far we've launched an alpha contest. It was a Christmas, New Year, like holiday season themed art contest that we did as well. So this is another thing that is very important for the engage stage, in my opinion. And then we also do, I mean, we didn't call them lunch and learns, but we're doing members only events on Discord. So an example would be the wellness sessions that we're doing with a member of our community who is a wellness educator, a doctor. So we're doing those types of events, and we're also gonna do like information sessions on cybersecurity or other things along that way. So that is another element that basically it's like providing free education, not education necessarily, but like training, information sessions, seminars, like personal, professional development type of resources. Okay, that is what I'm talking about. Next thing is town halls, which is maybe just a fancier way of saying regular updates from the team on where we're at with the project, where we're at with the roadmap, what are we doing, new product updates. I mean, obviously, by the way, I have to point out this. Not every NFT project has the same approach with us or has the same roadmap with us. Ours is really a lot more complex and layered in terms of where we want to be and what type of community we want to be and all the products and tools that we want to offer to our community. It is different. So don't expect that all NFT projects would have this product approach to their project. If that's not clear, ask me in the comments. I will be more than happy to tell you more about it. For example, let's do one, is something we call the Ninja Squad Trader Hub, which I'm going to show you in a moment on our Discord. It's basically a software as a service, subscription-based product that we sell through our own token. So if you are a Ninja Squad holder, for example, you accumulate NFT tokens, which are just automatically yielded by holding your Ninja, and you can then purchase that Trader Hub tool for a monthly subscription of a certain NFT tokens. So those are the types of, I guess, differences that I'm talking about. And I'm not saying one is better than the other. I mean, obviously Ninja Squad is amazing. Like what we're doing is amazing, but the point that I'm trying to make is not every community or not every project is the same. So take this with a grain of salt. Like this is one case study, but it may not be applicable in terms of that product mindset that I'm talking about. And then we have this ideas and feedbacks channel where we regularly ask for ideas, encourage people to share. I mean, we're not obviously able to respond to every single one of them, but we do filter out. We do have a system where we go through them in a way that makes sense and that is efficient for us. And then also rewarding high value active members. So some of them are ideas, some of them actually, looking at this list, we have managed to do everything and even more. So with that said, let's now switch to looking at the Discord server so I can take you through the start here section we created and some of the channels we have and so on. Okay, moving over here. So this is my lovely team saying that they wanted to wave for the video, and my dear friend Jasmine, she wanted her purple hearts in the video. So hello everyone, I love you. We have an amazing team. This is basically the management channel. Let me now move on to the actual server, which is right over here with our beautiful ninja icon. So let me go to the very start. Okay, this welcome section, right? So once someone purchases an NFT from Ninja Squad, this is the first section that they see. They first have to verify that they are human, obviously, you know, like the reCAPTCHA thing. So this is something of that sort. And then the next thing is over here. And this is basically what I refer to as a Ninja Wiki in the strategy document. So this is, I'm really proud of this. Honestly, this is the welcoming page, right? So once someone lands in Discord, I don't think it is very clear what they can do as a newcomer to this space. So we need to show them the way. We need to help them understand what are the things that they can do to navigate the Discord server better, to make the most use, and to just get all the juicy stuff from being on Discord and encourage them to spend more time here. So this is like a very in-depth guide on how to navigate better, what to do, how to use the notification center, what they can find in the different channels. We also have a guide, by the way, on a blog post as well, where we go through like what people are going to find in all of these channels with some screenshots and stuff like that. So even if someone is researching as a non-holder yet, they can still find this information on a blog post as well on Medium. And then we keep expanding the suite of tools that we have. So we also have information about that because, again, as I said, this is not common, or this is not like a common practice for the industry. This is unique to the project or the projects. So we have some information around those types of specific things. And this is actually the section where we talk about the Ninja Trader Tool Hub and how people can subscribe to it for 25 NST per month, etc., which is literally free for the value that they get. Anyway, so this is the welcoming guide. And then this Ninja Dojo is the first channel anyone lands or can access without holding an NFT. So this is like you can imagine this like a general chat, and then these are this section, right? The Alpha Ninja section, where we have a bunch of channels. This is where the action happens. This is like the members only, holders only section of our Discord server, where people can find so much information and so much opportunities in terms of, we are an NFT and crypto trading community at heart, and therefore the information, the value that people can get from our server are obviously focused around those things. So there's a chat channel around DeFi topics. We have, I want to show this one, fundamental analysis channel, where again, my friend Jasmine, she creates with an extended team, obviously not just herself, but they do an in-depth research into cryptocurrency or NFT projects. But this is where we give so much value. Like, these are detailed reports on the projects that we have on our radar or have been requested by the community. The reason why I'm sharing all of this is because this is where the holders find value to stay and to be motivated to stay longer in the community, because they keep getting financial or professional or personal gains from being in this community. So this is all about the engage stage. And when you are, I guess, designing a community or thinking about how you want to approach as a founder, as a marketer, maybe, this is the type of thing that you need to think about. Like, what is going to be the value that you keep providing consistently on your Discord server or whatever platform you choose to use, but typically it is Discord. So what is going to be the value that you keep delivering on a consistent, regular basis to your community? So this is all about engaging. And then this is the Trader Tools, Trader Hub, right? So these are all, this is where you subscribe, where you connect, you can just do it by connecting your wallet. And then these are the different tools that you get access to. At the moment, these are the 5 tools, but this may expand, who knows? So these are the tools that you get access to through subscribing. And then there's also 2 more channels that I wanted to show, and then I think I'm gonna be done. Okay, here, community. This is the town hall channel, where if we're not able to do the town hall through a video or an audio call, this is where we share updates and progress from our project, what we've been up to, anything to look forward to, that type of thing is in here. And then the Twitter Spaces, this is actually a pretty new channel. So this is where we decided to field the questions for Twitter Spaces that we are holding. So the community members can come in here and ask their questions, or maybe make comments around the Twitter Spaces that we're doing on Twitter, because you're not really able to chat or leave a comment or ask a question unless you raise your hand to be a speaker in a Twitter Spaces. So if anyone's familiar, you know what I mean. So this is basically where we field the questions and comments, and then also share the recaps and recordings for the Twitter spaces that we do. Finally, let us move on to ownership, retain stage. So I know I called it retain and at the beginning of the document, now I called it ownership. This is very important. I mean, with retain, I think what you're really aiming to do is to give back ownership to the community. This can be through some incentives. This can be through like internal opportunities, maybe taking leadership. One thing we actually do is, it's not written here because obviously, as I said, this isn't a little bit outdated now. A 2-month-old document is pretty outdated in the Web3 land. Some of the things that we do, I'm gonna take a look at it from my other notes in Notion. One thing we implemented is a voting system for key decisions that impact the community or the treasury for the project. So we implemented that. I mean, voting, like you basically get a say over what is going to happen with key decisions. That's one thing we put in place for ownership. Another one is giving hiring priority to community members. So if we're looking for a graphic designer, for example, we look first into our community. If we're looking for, I don't know, some contacts in a certain company, maybe we look first in our community or developers or whatever. We did some of the recent hires actually through our community members. So that is definitely wonderful. It is also a good, I think, incentives motivator to know that the team always looks internally first before posting a job externally. Another thing we implemented is allowing people to make connections personally and professionally. So if you're a gamer, you find other gamers in the community, but also if you're looking for professional connections or people to learn from, you can also find that opportunity among the community members. And finally, I think we're doing a really good job at this is constant product development and progress with the roadmap. And we're really a team. I mean, this is going to be really like a bragging situation, but we like to under promise and over deliver, which is I think always a good strategy, right? So we really focus on product development, which is like innovating the product, innovating the roadmap, coming up with new things, coming up with new perks. I think those are the things that keep it really lively and help to retain members for a longer period of time. Obviously, another thing is like keeping the floor price high for the project, which means basically demand is higher than the supply or the number of people that want to sell their NFTs at any given time. So, through that and through increasing demand, increasing, more attention on the project, we are trying to retain our community members for a longer period of time in the community. And with that said, I think that is a wrap. I know that was a very long video. That was a lot of information. Hopefully that was helpful to find your own way or think about or get inspired in terms of how to create a strategy with a community-based marketing priority and overall just a marketing strategy for an NFT project. And one thing I haven't mentioned so far, but I think it is very important to emphasize, is that this is post-launch. So this is once the project sells out and all NFTs, all tokens have found their holders. This is not pre-launch. So the phase that leads up to the sale of the NFTs, I think that just in its nature is very different. So I haven't talked about that. This is really focused on post-launch and just getting your new project or new business off the ground and making sure that your community is tight and strong and really happy. This is all about that. So hopefully this was helpful. If it was, please don't forget to give it a like, because this was a lot of work and this is really good information. Honestly, I think I wished I saw something like this before I sat down to come up with this marketing strategy. Anyway, if you enjoyed it, give it a like and subscribe for more videos on marketing, careers, NFTs, Web3, and all of that good stuff. And I'll see you next time, guys. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye. Take care.